Alright, so today I thought I'd make a video on my truck. This is my 2000 Ford F-350 with the 7.3 Powerstroke diesel V8 in it. The truck is a extended cab long bed and is also a dually, as you can see. So I purchased this truck in September of 2016, and before that I owned a 2002 F-350, basically the same configuration as this truck, except it was an XLT and a single rear wheel. So that was my first F-350, and I sold that truck basically because I found this one, and with the miles that this truck had on it, it was just too good to pass up. I bought this truck with 50,000 miles on it, and by the looks of it, I thoroughly inspected it, and it looks like it never had any sort of gooseneck hitch setup, and really looks like they didn't do much tone or hard work with it at all. So I guess, you know, it's pretty much a grandpa truck, and yeah, I'm very happy with it. So I had found this truck at a used diesel truck dealer. About an hour and a half away from me, and they kind of specialize in newer trucks, and this was the oldest truck they had on the lot. And I mean, I'll do a walk around for you. The color of this truck is called Harvest Gold Metallic. I really like it, but also the reason I bought this thing is because of how clean it is. Usually up here in the Northeast, these trucks rust out like crazy. It just trying to find a clean truck like this they're a hot commodity. You don't see them very often, and usually people ask a fortune. So yeah, my last truck was a single rear wheel. I'm kind of new to the dually setup, but I like it so far. It's nice and stable for sure. So this truck is basically 98% stock. The only things I've done to it is I've put the 08 and up mirrors on it. The original mirrors, they had some plastic cracking around the arms here. It was all cracked up here, and only one of them had the issue, and I was just tired of looking at it, so I went on Amazon and I picked these up, and I'm very impressed. The visibility is so much better. They're a much bigger mirror. Sorry for the watermarks, I just washed it and didn't wipe anything down. So yeah, the visibility is it's remarkably better than the stock mirrors. These are also heated and have the turn signals and running lights, and we wired them all up and everything works. And also these headlights are out of a 2002 model 7.3. I was tired of the old original frosted looking headlights, the 2000 year headlights, so I swapped these and the turn signals housings, and yeah, they're a lot better. I also have LEDs in them. I bought them about a month and a half ago, and I will never go back to the stock bulbs for sure. I'm in love with the LEDs. They're so much better than the stock incandescents. So yeah, I also purchased this little international plate. But yeah, I'll show you the interior. This is a Lariat, like I said. So I've got the original running boards, which, you know what, I might leave them on even though they don't look great, but they protect the door jambs from debris and salt and all that stuff. They block what mostly everything that the front wheel kicks up. So yeah, they really protect these rocker panels. So yeah, it's a Lariat, and I believe Ford calls this the medium parchment color. You know, it's got like the wood trim on the doors. As you can see, also got my toolbox back here as well. And I leave the rear seat folded up probably about 85% of the time. And another thing I put in this truck was a new head unit. I was really tired of the stock radio, so I bought this Pioneer and we put this in, and I wish I put it in sooner, let's just say. I really like it a lot. And it's also got Bluetooth too. We put the mic right here on top of the steering wheel cover. And yeah, Lariats also came with this display up here, this console. Here, I'll turn the key on. I'll tell you average miles per gallon. I call it the, turn the radio down. I call it the lyometer. It's usually not that accurate. It'll tell you cardinal direction, temperature, how many miles till empty. And this originally didn't work. I had to solder the board. It had a something on the board came loose, but did that basically when I bought the truck. But yeah, otherwise it's in very nice shape. It's got the bench seat in it, and this is very good for storage. Like that a lot. Holds up easy. And I just bought these seat covers to protect the seats. The original seats are really nice. I definitely don't want to go dirtying them up and stuff. Power seats. What's interesting about these older Lariats is only the driver's seat has power. The passenger seat's manual. I guess it's just how Ford did these, but the basically 01 and up, both seats are power. So I always thought that was interesting on these older Lariat Super Duty models. Currently, we're sitting at 68,993. So yeah, this truck, I mean, it's fresh. It's kind of barely broken in by the way it runs. It's also never had a chip or any sort of performance parts on it. Like I said, it's 98% bone stock. And I don't know, I might keep it that way, but haven't decided on that yet. It's not a priority. I just need it to be reliable. And it's been pretty damn reliable so far, which I'm very happy with. It's got the electric shift on the fly, 4-wheel drive, electronic transfer case. I'm skeptical of it. It works, but on my old truck I had it get stuck in 4 low in a snowstorm, and it wouldn't shift out. I believe the motor on the transfer case froze. I would honestly rather have a manual transfer case over this. They're pretty much 100% reliable, but you know, in this truck in particular, I haven't had any issues yet. But I would really love to have a manual transfer case. You know, it's just old school. And also this truck's an automatic as well. It's got the 4R100, and that is stock as well. That hasn't been touched yet, and I don't tow anything heavy, so I'm hoping it lasts a while and I can get at least 150 out of the original. My old truck had the original trans, and that had 149 when I sold it, and that trans was in very good shape, and it had never been rebuilt. But usually up towards 200,000 high hundreds, depending on how hard you use these. You know, the transmission is going to need attention. The 7.3 really pushes the envelope on this 4R100. It's a lot of torque through it. So yeah. But I can show you under the hood and all. So under here, I replaced the batteries in this thing in October. It came with mismatched batteries and they were going out. So I purchased some Interstates and they've been good so far. I also put new terminal ends on it. Just the original ones were all kind of chewed up and stuff, but that cleaned it up very nice. Also replaced the alternator on this truck in February of 2017. The stock alternator went. Still got the stock air box. I don't have the cover on it right now. There's supposed to be a cover that goes over here, but I'm not really concerned about that. I also replaced the thermostat housing on this. That fan belt's original. It's got your Garrett TP38 turbo, as you can see back there. Of course, your intercooler pipes but yeah, this truck has been really reliable. I haven't had one of the issues actually I did have this winter with it was the glow plug relay went out. I replaced it last year, about last November, with a Dorman unit, and it only gave me about a year, and then it stopped working. So a lot of these guys with 7.3s will replace them with either a White's Rogers or a Western plow relay. So I replaced it with the Western plow relay. It's a heck of a lot beefier relay than the stock relay. And this part's pretty 99% or 100% important to this glow plug system. And it's worked great so far. And if you're any of you that own 7.3s, if you're interested, this is Western relay. The part number is 56131K-2. So if you want to put a Western in yours, that's the one. This one only runs about $18, and I almost bought two of them actually and put one in the glove box, but hopefully I can get more than a year out of this one. So yeah, that's with that. I've changed the fuel filter, of course. Changed the oil about 1,000 miles ago, so it's fresh. And it's had a coolant flush when I bought it. It's sitting right below min. Might need to add a tad, but I do have one hose clamp that seeps a bit with temperature changes, so I don't think it's sealing correctly. But that probably explains the slight loss I'm seeing. But otherwise, it's just a really clean truck. It's just in very nice shape, and it runs like a dream. I also still have the stock exhaust system on here, 3.5-inch system. As you can see, that's original muffler. That's stock. In the frame, you can see the most rust it has is just surface rust. But yeah, it's very clean. The tailgate's nice as well. The rear bumper has a slight sag. I think it's missing one of the top bolts, but I have one. I just got to put it in. But overall, it sits pretty nice. It's your Dana 80. Did not come with a spare tire. I might buy one, not sure yet. But yeah, these came with the Dana 80 in the rear and the Dana 60 in the front. But yeah, this truck is just overall very nice. No rust on the cab corners. They're all original. Yeah, it's very straight. The frame, as you can see, that's the just slight surface rust, which is pretty normal for up here in the Northeast. Not too concerned about it. There's a transfer case. Bottom of the bed. The bed rails are also another thing that rot out on these trucks. As you can see, they're in pretty decent shape. Have some surface rust, but this summer I'll probably address that and prevent that. But yeah, open the back up here. But the seats are just very nice. No rips or tears or anything. Carpet's also pretty nice as well. As you can see, got some coins down here. But yeah, I just find it interesting that on the 2000 and older Lariats, passenger seat's still a manual seat. But I'm not that concerned about it. It doesn't bother me that much. But I've always just been curious of it. Also has this pinstriping. I believe the dealer I bought it from put it on here. I don't know, I may remove it, I'm not sure yet. But the next thing I'm probably going to do to this truck is probably tires. They're getting to be pretty worn right now, especially the rear duals. They're on their way out. So this spring it's going to get new tires all the way around. Might go up a size, I'm not sure, but I also do want to level the front of the truck. I'm just not too happy with the way it sits. It sits all right, but they're supposed to have that that rake in the front, and then you know you load the bed and it's pretty much level. But I would like to see how it looks level, to be honest. So yeah, let's crank this baby up. Let's see here. That Western relay is pretty strong. You can hear it click over or click on. I like that about it. Yeah, this baby runs like a top. This engine is just runs flawless. Like I said, it's never had a chip or anything on it. It's always been stock, you know, stock injectors, stock turbo. Yeah, it's just runs like a dream. This truck has a 32-gallon fuel tank. My older truck, I'm surprised this one had a smaller tank. My 02 model had a 38-gallon tank, which that was pretty big. But you know, the 32 is not too small. It's not like the 26 that comes in the short bed trucks. Also, another thing I had to replace was actually the headlight switch. My original switch, the contacts in it were all corroded and stuff, which I thought was interesting. So I replaced that, and that's been working good as new. Show you the LEDs. It'd be nice if it was night, I could actually show you the lights on this. I do have to replace one of these rear lights. This one blew out. I duct tape holding it in, but I have a full set of LEDs for these actually. Just haven't done anything with these. Alright, so now I thought I'd take you guys for a spin in this. And in case you were wondering, this truck does have 410s in it. My old truck had 373, a good towing gear. My only complaint about them is that sometimes it does, the RPMs are a little high on the highway. But otherwise than that, they're not bad. This cul-de-sac sure is tight. I prefer the 373s over the 410s. They're good all around gear. Yeah. And this particular 7.3 engine is 235 horsepower and has 500 foot-pounds of torque. The drivability in this truck isn't bad, but you know, with the chip wakes them up a whole lot. They're you know, they're not the fastest accelerating, but yeah, that chip sure wakes up the monster under the hood. Truck had a brake job done right before I bought it. The brake's pretty good in it. Thanks for watching.